Howdy all, welcome back to Lives. I think it's time to play a little Ark. Yep. Good old Ark. So, we missed last episode. I had a power outage. Lasted almost a full 24 hours. Um, but before that happened, well, it actually wasn't the same day that happened. Did it? Was it the same day? Maybe. Maybe it was the same day the power outage happened. I had taken my second Carcanos, and my new set of protective gear, and I went down to find my other Carcanos, and so I worked my way down below, and I still get thoroughly confused down there. So I think I'm gonna have to go, unfortunately, at a slower rate than I've been trying because I died again. This time though was a little different. Uh, there is no way to get my gear back. Um, but this time was a little different in the fact that I um, I wound up probably as deep as I've even seen at this point before I died. I'm not even sure what killed me. There must be there must be a level down there of radiation or something, and it took me right out. Uh, that's that's all there was to it. And so I I was in a river. It wasn't a funny glowing river or anything. It was just water, but I think it was just water. It's been a few days, and just all my gear exploded and I died. And so thus ended my second trip down. Uh, so the reason I was in the river, um, by myself, running for my life, was as I worked my way down, trying to find my Carcanos, I found another batch of red crystal. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think my Carcanos is around here somewhere. But I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked and looked and couldn't find it. So I finally decided to just go ahead and stop. And I thought I had seen a drake. One of those, I forget what they're called. Um, rock drakes. Is that what they're called? Rock drakes? One of the rock drakes fighting something. That's what I thought I had seen. Uh, and so I figured, well, it's over in its own spot down there a little farther than I plan on going. So I'm not too worried about this rock drake. It wasn't a rock drake. Uh, it wasn't even close to a rock drake. And wow, yeah, was not what I was expecting. I thought, based on what I had read, that I knew there are these creatures in the game called Reapers, but they talk about them infecting people, and if you can get near a queen, she can. I'm really bad at hitting things. Oh, I killed it. That was a cool one. I wanted that one. I liked its coloring. And so I thought they were going to be a little more human-sized, You know, kind of like aliens, right? That's what I'm imagining in my head. Because to get the Reaper, you've got to have the pheromones from a Reaper Queen, and you got to use them on yourself just before you burst, kind of thing. And so if you do that, then the Reaper will not attack you. But I think you got to keep a supply maybe of queen pheromones to keep it from attacking you. I don't know. Anyways, I've never seen a Reaper, as far as I know, until the moment that I was being attacked by a Reaper Queen. And let me tell you, it's not great. They fling their tail, I guess, and spikes come shooting off. I think I probably could have killed her had I been able to get up to her. But what would happen is she would flick her tail, all these spikes would come out, and then I would get thrown backwards, and then she would rush up, she would hit me, and then she would flick her tail and fling me backwards. And so there was zero chance for me to get any kind of damage done to her because I couldn't catch her off guard or whatever I needed to do. And so yeah, so she slaughtered my Carcanos. And then while I was fighting her, also partially to blame for not being able to fight her, was I got a death message for Carcanos, and I thought it was the one I was on. And then I realized after, you know, she got in a couple more strikes on the Carcanos that it was actually my other Carcanos down there is now dead, wherever, that I couldn't find. And I found a different way down is the problem. I didn't go back to the initial spot that I took down before, so I've got to build some kind of path, like I did to get out here to my base, so that I have any kind of clue where I'm supposed to be going to get there, because my current haphazard fling myself off cliffs is not cutting it. But will you fill up on stamina so I can move faster than not? You're ridiculous, man. I guess you do have a tiny stamina supply going there, so. And I say that, but I feel like no, I think I'm going the right direction here. It looks different, though. I'm not used to riding up this high. No, this isn't right. I'm in the wrong spot. I gotta go over farther. I know where I'm at. But yeah, so all I can figure is I'm gonna have to do two things. One, I'm gonna have to lay out a new path. And two, I think I've just got to build a... Is that a thing? Is it opened? No, it wasn't opened. Yeah, those notes would be useful to me if I had ever beaten a boss or something and could actually use the diagrams they're giving me. Right? There's my cave. Yeah, and then I gotta come over here and take the next path down. It just looks so weird. I haven't brought a mount this large through here in a long time, and I feel like nothing looks exactly like what I'm expecting, so... Push it down, man. So, yeah, it did not go well. Anyways, Reaper Queens are no joke. She kicked my butt. And then I exploded in the radioactive water or whatever happened down there. I'm not sure. So I figure, like I said, I get a path. I'll have to figure out the path down through here. I have to go slower. I have to be less jumping involved. There's a lot of water down there, which makes it hard to figure out where I'm going. Because it's like, in my head, I don't exactly know what it looks like, but in my head, it's like a lake, and then you gotta climb up out of that lake on the opposite side, and then work your way back down to a lake, and then from the second lake around the one edge is the path down, and I think that's what I've got to do, but it's so convoluted down there that I get turned around and lost. So definitely gonna need some signs. I'm gonna need some more gear. I don't want to build my base inside the radiation zone, but I do want another base close to where I'm trying to go. So I know the Nameless are sensitive to charge light. I'm hoping they're sensitive to just light. And I could put down some, you know, a generator and whatnot to keep them away from my base. Because I definitely can't have a base that's constantly under attack. Although I can build it up off the ground, I guess. Kind of like I did with my greenhouse. But, yeah, it did not work out. So, in preparation for my next base, I need new Carcanos. And, unfortunately, I feel like I've taken the... Ooh, did I step on somebody? I did. Bump that little guy down there. So I've got to find a Carcanos to knock out. Something over there got all mangled. That might be parts of a Carcanos there. Usually I get one just down here, but you saw it died when I first got there. Yep, just stomped a dodo to death. So we played our D&D last night. Went okay. I thought it would be a little... I really like combat in the game, and we wound up in open plain combat, and we wound up in this village that had been taken over by orcs who were enslaving the people and selling them off as slaves. And so the plan was to wipe out said slavers. And so there was some short discussion on what to do for a plan. I wasn't going to let it go as long as they normally do, because they will talk for 2 hours trying to plan out what they want to do, and then not do that thing at all. And I need that Carcanos to look over here. What are you doing, guys? Stop moving. I need that Spino to move his... Yeah, you're gonna come right to me. You are the ugliest Carcanos I have tried to... Oh, shoot, and he's already knocked out. He's a little guy. You're just a little guy. You're so ugly. I guess my first one was level 2, but it wasn't this ugly green color, olive color, whatever this is. So we were on a hill overlooking the village, and I had already looked at the village the previous week before we quit, like we'd already gone over what was in the village. None of them apparently remembered what we did the week before, and so they started asking the same questions. I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We already discussed all this, and like I had offered the previous week just to jump over the wall because the wall was only like 8 feet tall, and you know, that's not really that difficult for my fighter to hoist himself over. And instead I thought, hey, we could just shoot him as they come out the gates. Our DM didn't really play it out the way I expected it to go, which made matters strange. I expected that a village, and we are 100 feet from the gate, and the village is behind that gate, that it would take longer for the orcs to come out, and that we would be able to just keep firing at the orcs as they came. And instead, he brought them out in 2 groups, and so suddenly an entire group of orcs were all prepared for battle and immediately came out at once, including the leader, who I thought we were going to have to draw out. And so that was a little bizarre. And then they ran up to us, but they couldn't get close enough to attack, which is fine. And then the wizard threw a fireball and wiped out all the small orcs, leaving only the leader from that first group. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, this is disappointing to me because I so enjoy combat, and we don't get to do it that often. Like, we play for 5 hours, maybe an hour of that total is combat. And so most of it is just standing around talking about things that don't matter, which is what the rest of them really like to do. And I would prefer if we had more combat. I like the weeks where we're dungeon crawling, where it's, keep the goofy chit chat down. We gotta keep quiet. We can't let them know we're coming. Hit the room, kill the things, block the doors, search for loot. That kind of stuff. And so yeah, so we're going along, and they start wanting to plan this out. Now, last time we had a planning session, they planned for like 2 hours on how to kill this dragon. And then when we got to the dragon, they didn't want to kill the dragon suddenly, because now there's a chance they could get hurt. And it drives me insane how much they try to avoid taking a little bit of damage. One, because one of them almost never gets hit. Almost never, but he acts like he's in constant threat of being killed. Hey, there's a Diplo by my base. I haven't seen that in a long time. The only Diplo I've seen is that one that's trapped in forever, so that's funny. I really don't like you, dude. I hate how you flail and, is that a thing? Do they do that on their own? Because you would make a great deterrent for things coming near my base. Oh, stamina again. This is why you're only good for going out and knocking out Carcanos. I thought I would use this guy as a mobile base, but he's too terrible to take anywhere. He's too slow, and he runs out of stamina way too fast. Okay, you're done. You're done. So now we got the green machine, Carcanos here. I need you to stop following me. I don't want you to go anywhere, though. I don't want you to go anywhere. Yep, there you go. Okay, I've got 40. Dude, you pooped when I was just here a few minutes ago. Oh man, I don't think I've got enough of this Frugal Wood. Carcanos. Yeah, I need 200 fungal wood. Hide's not a big deal. Yep. Okay, well, I need tools because I just got stripped of everything. So I need a pick, I need a hatchet, I need a crossbow, I need a sword. Oh no. I need more metal. I need the earthquakes to stop shaking me around every time I'm trying to do something. I wouldn't even be in this mess if that earthquake hadn't killed me. I need a sickle. I need... Oh yeah, I didn't even take climbing picks when I went last time. I pretty much need new armor too. What does it take to make the right armor? I need polymer. Oh, so I need a dead Carcanos. That's what I need. Okay, there's a new sword. I need... Nope. Why do I have 2 pairs of scuba pants? That's weird. I need sickle. I need all that stuff. I have 2 pairs of chitin boots too. That's just weird. Oh, I need this. I need more than 15 of those. Did you detect an enemy? Little guy. Oh, I was hoping there'd be more of that. I also need, you know, I do have 2 pieces of this gear made, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. Do you have enough oomph here to make me a new canteen? Yeah, there's nothing left for riot gear down there because I don't have enough polymer. So anyway, so we got... I mean, it was going okay. I just was disappointed because I realized the fight was going to go super fast. And I had used a potion to let me attack more. A super expensive potion to let me attack more. And, oh yeah, I don't have a bear anymore. Come on, we gotta get some... I need some, Frugal Wood. I want to call it Frugal Wood when I see that. You know, so, I mean, seriously, it's like 660 gold. My guy barely has 660 gold a minute, and it's 660 gold per potion to make me move fast and get an extra attack. And so it's really disappointing when I dump that and then the wizard takes out everything on the map. But we still had the boss to fight, and I knew there were reinforcements coming. So I mean, whatever. It's a potion. You know. I'm not going to complain about it. It was just, you know, I was getting a little disappointed, a little discouraged. I'm like, oh, great. So we're not going to have a big fight like I was hoping. I thought maybe we get, like, you know, more powerful orcs. They'd throw spears at us, something. But no, they were little tiny. Oh, yeah, I've never had a pair of those. Oops. Pair of those before. Little tiny orcs who are just gonna die. Alright, let me get one more of these. And then I think I saw another Carcanos over here, so let's go get some... Yeah, let's go get some, polymer. Alright. And, so that was like the first round, and then the second round, we start fighting the boss, and that's when things just get weird. Like, we've all surrounded the boss. He can't really go anywhere. We need to fight him. And the second group of reinforcements shows up, and so they're just standing there, all clumped together, which would be perfect for the wizard to throw another fireball, right? And I actually told the druid who was trying to figure out what to do because he didn't have any spells, he felt, and I'm like, throw your sleet storm over there and just slow him down. And he's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. And so he throws a sleet storm over in front of the camp, and so the orcs, they can't get to us very easily. And because sleet storm makes the terrain take twice as much to get through. And oh, and hide. I needed more hide. And so what does the wizard do? He actually, did he throw a fireball the first turn? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. And then he throws hold person on the boss that we already have surrounded, and I'm like, you're overestimating and underestimating the value of doing that and the difficulty of said boss. I'm thinking. I didn't say it, but that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, we have him surrounded. He's not going to go anywhere. We're just going to beat him down. We've already established that he takes less damage than normal. Ooh, I might need to make some more fuel. Is this not the machine I make fuel in? It's this one, right? It's where I make fuel. You've got plenty. Let me go get some gas balls. Maybe it just doesn't show up because I don't have any gas balls in there, but I do have a bunch of gas balls, so let's grab these, and I know that it's got a bunch of green crystal up top. And he throws hold person. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, his rage is... Yeah, that did not... This isn't the machine I used to make fuel? Or is this fuel? This is fuel. Oh, it just looks weird. I was looking for the little fuel canisters. You know, I wasn't seeing fuel canisters. And, so now this guy can't move, but he's still raging. So he's still taking half damage. And we still have this large group of orcs coming toward us. And so I'm like, okay, well, if you're gonna hold person, then let's not attack him so that when he... Oh, I made it to level 100. Yay! What do I get for level 100? Titanosaur and a heavy auto turret. Yeah, that's not really amazing for me at the moment. And so, okay, just give me this. We'll split off 5 for you, I guess. And the rest of it can go down to my fabricator. And, and then they just argued that they should be hitting him, and I'm like, yeah, but if we wait, then all of our damage will go back to normal. And the wizard's like, well, he might throw it off by next turn. I'm like, right, but we'll get like a full round of being able to hit him at full damage instead of half damage. So, I mean, I don't understand why you'd want to wail away on him when we could just make him lose his special ability here. And no, they argued against it. I'm like, fine, whatever. Just hit him. Just hit him. We'll just take longer to do this. And it did. He kept his rage. He kept the hold person on him pretty much instead of taking out those other orcs until after they'd already been nearly killed. That's the other thing that he does that super annoys me is he doesn't want to attack things unless they're already almost dead. So instead of adding to the damage that's been done, he wants the killing blow. And so... and he's got this new super annoying thing where every time he attacks someone or kills them, he calls himself the Great Wizard. You can't stand against the power of the Great Wizard. Blah, blah, blah. I'm the Great Wizard. Look at the power of the Great Wizard. Be in awe of the power of the Great Wizard. Like, shut up. You're not a great wizard. A great wizard would have better grasp on tactics. Do you hit the guys all grouped up together so you can take out all the ads while we focus down on a single target? Yes. Is anybody super getting hurt by this guy? Not really. Nope. He's gonna have to face off against the guy with the second highest armor. And I need to get you more food, I think, before I head out here. And so yeah, it's not he's not as dangerous as he may be. So instead, this is the part that I guess just the fact that the Druid cast Sleet Storm, which doesn't do damage, just slows down their movement and keeps them clustered together. And then he didn't cast Fireball. And then the next turn, he didn't cast Fireball, and so someone else attacks. And does well, someone else made them stop being able to move. And then the next turn they cast a spell to hurt the orcs. And then after why are you way over here? You shouldn't stand over here, buddy. You'll get hurt. And so now they're hurt. Almost dead. Like the DM said, had you rolled... Whoops. No. That's not how that was supposed to work. You were supposed to sit him down gently. What the heck? So now that they had been hurt, and the DM, he said, had he even rolled the minimum amount on his spell, which would have been 8 points of damage, and it had been halved to 4 points of damage. So if he had only done 4 points of damage to them, they still would have died. Because that's how badly injured they were. That's when he waited to cast his big 8d6. Rolled 8 six-sided dice and add that damage up. So he had, potential to do what, 48 damage? And they had less than 4 hit points left. That's when he waits to cast his big spell. Because at that moment, he's assured of the killing blow. Instead of hitting them when they first came out and just completely wiping them off the map so that everybody could focus on the boss, no. He had to get 3 of our other people to focus on the ads coming in. Even though the boss was basically locked down, instead of... I'm just like, ugh. Yeah. And, I don't know, it drives me crazy the way they play. And then on top of that, we're fighting the boss, right? And we don't want to kill him because we want to ask him questions, which turned out we didn't need him for the questions because we found his journal that had all his information in it. So the wizard is casting Hold Person on him for basically no reason. And Hold Person is a great spell if the guy is tearing your party apart. But this guy was not bigger and more powerful than we are. He was just a dude who was going down. And there was no way he could hurt us, basically. I mean, he hurt the bard a little bit, but the bard got away. And so once the bard got away, that was it. And then he had to face off against the guy in full plate armor. Which... he's not gonna hurt me. And then the ranger in our group, who's always doing weird things, decides, this is the moment I have decided to, punch him. Which is my least damaging attack. I feel like I want to punch him out. I'm not going to use my sword or my bow, which do way more damage. I'm going to punch him out because it's funnier. And so he stands there, and he punches. And he punches. And he punches. And he punches. And so instead of doing like 18 points of damage, he's doing like 4 points of damage. Anyways, we made it through. We've moved on to the next place. They tried to make friends with the enemy again last night. They did it once while my character was in another place and couldn't put a stop to it, but I've started just cutting the heads off of things I don't think we should be friends with. We faced off against this thing called a hag last night. We've faced them before. They're horrible creatures that steal and devour children, and replace them with mimic offspring that turn into hags once they reach puberty. And they're like, well, I mean, she's not really doing anything to us. Should we really? Yep, I'm cutting her head off. But maybe we could have, No, she's evil. She is totally evil. We're not being friends with a totally evil hag. No. Yep. Taking too many hits to kill these things. I think this was my problem. Is I had my other guy was higher level when I got him, and I put a bunch of points into speed, and I really need more points into damage so that things die faster. Alright, with that, I've gone over a little bit, so click like, subscribe, share, and catch the next one. I will talk to you later.